Hello and welcome to the walking talking topic on exchange rates. Question number 4 with me, Mr. Barton. Now, following on from our tragic tale of Keith in question 3, it's all kicking off now as we've got a conference to deal with. So our company had intended to send representatives to business conferences in the Far East. An amount of pounds was exchanged for Hong Kong dollars for one employee, and an amount of pounds was exchanged for Japanese yen for another. Both conferences were cancelled, more bad news, and the money had to change back to pounds. Here's all your data. Calculate on which of the two currency exchanges the company lost most money. Right, okay, here we go. So, first thing, as I'm looking through this, it doesn't tell me how much money was changed. All it says is this bit, an equal amount. So that's quite good news for us because we can choose a nice amount that we like the idea of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to assume £100 was changed. Now I'm fine to do that because it's not asked me to work out how much they lost, and in fact that would be impossible because I don't know how much they changed. It's just asked me to work out on which of the two exchanges the company lost most money. Okay, so I'm going to start with £100. So let's go for the Hong Kong first. So a bit of Hong Kong. Okay, so we know that if we're changing from pounds to Hong Kong dollars, that £1 is equal to 11.6 Hong Kong dollars, but we've taken 100 quid with us, so if we want to work out what that is, it's got 100 times bigger, so this is going to get 100 times bigger, so I think we're going to get $1160, $1,160. Now we're going to then go on the way back, and we know £1 is equal to 12.20, so let's work that out. So it might even, to impress people, put let's go out, so that's the journey out, and this is the journey back home. Okay, so we know that if we've got our pounds and our Hong Kong dollar signs again, we know that £1 this time gets us 12.20 Hong Kong dollars, but we don't want that. What we know is we've got $1,160. So my advice is the same as the way I tackled the Keith question. Let's go back to work out what one Hong Kong dollar would get me, and then we can times up to get what 1,160 would get me. So how do you get from $12.20 to $1? Well, you divide by 12.2 or 12.20. So let's do the exact same on this side. And this technique of balancing it up, treating it like a ratio, is going to be the key. Divide by 12.20 that side, divide by 12.20 this side. So let's get our £1, divide by 12.2. It's coming out as a dodgy fraction, so I'll press my little SD button, and it's come out horrendous, 0.0819, blah, 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 blah. Keep that in my calculator. And now if I want to get from 1 to 1,160, I've got to times by 1,160. So I'm going to multiply this side by 1,160 as well. And this idea of balancing it up, treating it like a ratio, I find is the key to these currency conversions. Keep that horrendous answer in my calculator, times it by 1,160, press equals, press my little SD button, and it's come out as 95.081. Now that's good for a few reasons. Firstly, remember he started off with 100 quid. And secondly, and so therefore 95 and 100 are fairly close. But secondly, they've lost money on this transaction, which is what we expected to happen because it told us in the question. So he's back with £95.81. Now let's do the exact same thing, but this time for the Japanese yen. So let's change pounds and let's get yen on the go. We know £1 is equal to 127.2 yen, but we are assuming that he's starting with 100 quid. So to get from 1 to 100, we are going to times by 100. So we've got to make this 100 times bigger as well. So we're going to get 12720, I think, and you can check that on the calculator, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So that's how much yen we're getting, but then the conference gets cancelled, so we're on the way back here. So we have £1 this time gets us 135.9 yen. But we want to know how many pounds 12,720 yen is. So I'm going to do my technique again. I'm going to get it down to 1 yen, and then I'm going to multiply up to get it up to this amount of yen that I want. How do I get it down to 1 yen? I just divide by my original amount, 135.9. That's always the way to get it down to 1. Something divided by itself always equals 1. So we're going to divide this by 135.9 as well to keep it constant. So here we go. 1 divided by 135.9 is going to be a horrendous thing, so let's see what it is. 0.0073 blah 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 blah. But now I want to get that up to 12,720, so I've got to make both sides 12,720 bigger. So this horrendous answer that's in my calculator, I'm just going to times it by 12,720, press equals, press my little SD button, and I'm getting 93.598 blah 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 blah. Which again is good news because it's close to 100 and it's also a loss. So there's my two amounts that are left. Which one did he lose more money on? So I'm going to put lost more with the yen because there's less money left over from that original £100.